man. It's like so different from the others. It's amazing.
As you can hear, this is a quieter guitar.
Yeah, so why?
Well, because the...
Yeah, why? Why is that the case? Can you not just turn it up? Why is it quieter? How is that relevant at all to electric guitars? How is that not just a matter of the signal and you can just change that at will? What do you mean quieter? Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, another familiar face in here, and someone new, and someone I don't know. Wow, what an intro. It's a Rick Beato video. If you're annoyed with the Rick Beato videos, then maybe Rick Beato should stop posting titles like this. Paul Reed Smith's vintage Strat Shootout. Do I need to bleep this? It goes off the rails. Oh, I can't wait to see how that goes off the rails. Putting shootout in your title is awesome. I need to start describing every conflict as a shootout. So this video came to my attention from a YouTube Shorts. Imagine me on my bed just kind of scrolling, drooling all over myself, looking through YouTube Shorts, you know, like we all do. And I saw Paul Reed Smith and whoever this guy is, I guess Mr. Fender, I don't know. They were comparing the sound of their electric guitars, which is comical in its own right because, and say it with me, electric guitars, they all sound exactly the same. That's right, you got it. Look at all this equipment. This is where the sound actually changes right here. Whoa, alright, alright. So we got this video, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, is there anything else we need to establish before that? Oh, how about the fact that I'm a classical guitarist? It's in the case. I might break it out today. I might not, we'll see. And in me being a classical guitarist, that means that I'm a snob. Anything electric, you know, I look down on. Yeah, I'm sorry, you might find that offensive, but this is kind of an edgy channel, okay? So you're just gonna have to get over it. This ain't your father's YouTube channel. That is relevant, because, like, you know, electric guitars are a dad thing. Isn't that hilarious how it's turned? I feel like classical guitars are kind of a young man's game now. All the virtuoso kids that are coming out, they're all classical guitarists. I don't see any virtuoso electric guitarists anymore. Electric guitar is some old man stuff. Those are the only people who play it. You'd think this group of dudes right here, these are the classical guitarists, you would think, but they're not. Let me pour up some more coffee. Yeah, it's the morning. Yeah, I'm letting you into my life a little bit here. I'm gonna pour some more coffee, then we're gonna get to this video.
Hey everybody, I have a special guest. I have two special guests today.
Hey, one of them's a little more special than the other, I think.
This is Mr. Paul Reed Smith.
Paul Reed Smith. I play a PRS, not a real one. I play an SE. And you know what? I'm gonna kind of lift the veil here a little bit because I do want to share this. I went to a guitar center recently and I actually played electric guitars with my friend. Like, we jammed. It was crazy. Like, imagine me just jamming in a guitar center, like kind of loud. Like, I was being really obnoxious. But we were just jamming. It was really fun. And I used to be all on board on PRS, but I played a Fender just through a Fender amp and I was like, oh, is this why people like tube amps? This kind of feels good. Like, when you turn it up kind of loud, it's like kind of hot sounding. That's sort of layer 2. Like, obviously layer 1, they all sound the same, and this is a joke. Layer 2, I'm kind of curious to see how the Fender sounds against the PRS. Let's see.
My channel before, but some people that I know say, he's not really a real person, is he? I told that to Paul this morning, but Paul is...
Dude, are you a real person? What an insult. That's what you get for going on Rick Beato's show. I bet he said that to Les Paul, too. Are you even a real person? Who even are you?
Person.
My wife told me I wasn't real this morning.
Dude. I don't know if I'd be sharing that. Unless she's saying it like you were unreal last night or something like that. Then okay, alright, I'd be talking about that too. You're not even real. I don't even know you. You're not even a real person to me. Just airing your dirty laundry on Rick Beato's show so soon.
This is Tim, of course. Everyone knows...
Man, who's Tim? This ain't Tim Henson.
Everyone knows Tim Pierce.
Yeah, everyone knows Tim. You guys know Tim? I ain't never seen Tim in my life.
And this is Ken, who's, if you can see him.
Yeah, we don't need to see him.
He's
Turn around awkwardly, Ken. You're clearly the afterthought of this episode.
Paul, what are we doing here?
I challenged you. Find the best Strat you've ever heard in your life and let's compare it to some SE guitars.
I challenged you, and if I win the challenge, I get to take over your body and become real finally. And then you'll be exiled to the shadow realm of being a fake person.
And you were like, I like that idea.
You were like, content. I like content. Let's make some content.
Finding the Strats
was interesting. So
yes.
there's 4 of them here.
Yeah, finding the Strats hard because they're pretty tough to come by. Where do you even get those things?
55 Strat, two 62s made almost on the same day.
Yep.
And a 63 Bastard Strat. which means it has a few other parts on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, rest assured, it'll sound like all the other Strats. Don't worry. I don't care who the father is, who mothered that Strat. It's gonna grow up like all the other ones.
You guys got to decide. The two of you decide which one you like the best to then compare.
So let's actually just talk about our what we're playing through here. This is a Park 45.
Yeah, but it's not a vintage one. It's a new one, but it sounds
It's a new
really
one. It's
good.
Mitch Colby built for me because of Tim.
You heard mine, and
I
you had
heard-
Yeah. You know, that's a nice park amp. Let's talk about the open LaCroix that you have on this thing. Like, I bet this thing, whatever this is, costs like $100,000 or something like that. Like, it looks like some military equipment. Dude, Rick don't give an F about nothing, clearly. He'll just rebuy it. I see the views he gets. As a YouTuber, it kind of warps your mind a little bit because you see exactly how much people are making. Because you get a feel for views per dollar. Rick's got that set in LaCroix on anything he wants money.
And then we're going through 3 different microphones.
Wow, dude, that amp is just filled to the brim with microphones.
And then we're going through 3 different 1073s, mic pre's. And that's it. No EQ, nothing. And we're going through a 71 Marshall cabinet with greenbacks.
All that for the sound we're about to hear. This better be good.
Okay, this is my friend Chip's guitar.
It's a six,
Chip
it's a late-
Dillard.
It's a 62.
This is a
Strat.
62 Strat. Now, this is weird. So Chip stopped by yesterday, just randomly. I haven't seen Chip in forever. I didn't tell him anything about making this video, and he said, "Oh, I brought this guitar of mine for you to check out." I said, "What is it?" He says, "It's a 62 Strat." I said, "No way." He said, "Why?" I said,
the
"Because
day before."
The day before. I said, "Because we're gonna shoot out a bunch of 50s and 60s Strats here."
And he was like, well, don't shoot my guitar, Rick. What? Shoot out? What kind of language are you using? In this political climate, Rick? I wouldn't use that term so loosely, Rick.
"Can you leave it here?" He said, "Yeah, no problem." So there it was. When they walked in yesterday, he's like, "What is this?" I said, "My friend just brought this just randomly." Paul said, it's not random, right, Paul?
I don't think it's random. The guy was on the grid. He got a message to bring you the guitar. I mean, I'll probably get shot on the internet for saying something spiritual like that.
We get shot here, we're gonna shoot out these guitars. I'm shooting my opinions over here. Why don't you shoot me out with a comment down in the comment section and down at the target range?
Literally, I have a friend, when I'm having a bad day, he goes, "What's wrong, Paul?" And I go, "How'd you know?" "Oh, you're on the grid."
All right, Paul Reed Smith, pretty eccentric guy. You have to be to make such quality guitars, probably. I don't know. So this is actually a pretty common thing you see in spiritual people, where these things that are coincidences happen. It doesn't matter how many times it doesn't happen, because you can't really know when it's not happening. But when something does line up and it feels like fate almost, they just latch onto that, and then that confirms their spiritual whatever they have. But the facts are, Rick Beato has a lot of guitar friends who probably bring around a lot of guitars, and chances are, if they're bringing around a guitar, what's it gonna be? It's gonna be a Fender Strat. Not for any divine predestiny or anything like that. It's just, if a guitar were to be brought around, it's just gonna be a Fender Strat. It just is, because Rick's of that generation, and so are all of his friends. The Strat didn't come from the spirit realm. It wasn't anything like that. It's just, of course it was, you know? Why wouldn't it be? But what do I know? All right.
The whole Joseph Campbell thing, the force be with you.
All right, he's just going to ramble on about this stuff. Let's get
People
past
that-
this. He's talking about the Force from Star Wars
I don't
now.
know what's going to happen. Artists are very, very known for knowing what's going to happen ahead of time.
Artists are also known for just talking a lot of crap, too, and finding more than there actually is in things.
That would be the neck pickup.
Wow.
Here's the middle.
I remember from the short, we're going to be hearing a lot of that lick. I can't wait. All right, so that was the neck. I usually don't do any research for my videos. Would it really just add to the value of this video if I learn how to play that lick and show you on my classical guitar? I'm not going to learn the lick verbatim, but I am going to give you a demonstration of the difference between electric and classical guitar. And have you ever noticed how there's pickups here? Because he's talking about changing the pickups for each time he's playing it, and it's going to allegedly sound different. And the reason why is because he's switching between these pickups, and it's changing where on the string the sound is actually being picked up from. And it's going to sound different closer to the neck, closer to the middle of the string than it is at the bridge, which is further away from the middle of the string. The further away from the middle of the string, there's going to be more harmonics and higher up partials and stuff. It's going to sound more bright. We do the same thing on classical guitar, but it's in more of an analog way, because instead of changing the pickup and where it's actually picking up the sound from the string, so if I play it over here, it'll be more warm, and over here, it'll be brighter. Just the same as the pickup system on an electric guitar. So warm. versus bright. It sounds different. So we kind of control things the same way as an electric guitar, but it's like analog. You're actually moving your hand. And we have names for that, like the neck is dolce, and then ponticello is the bridge. So it's kind of cool because the whole idea of changing the timbre by changing where you're plucking the string was an acoustic thing, and this is the electric's imitation of that.
That would be the neck pickup.
Yeah.
Here's the middle.
All right.
And the bridge. Which I would step on the pedal for.
Oh yeah. That sounds gorgeous now. Listen how beautiful that sounds.
Which I would step on the pedal for.
The fuzz really brings out the counterpoint you're playing.
Now you would play a different part with that.
That's a thick. That's
for a different part.
That pedal's a thickening agent.
Well, it can be whatever you want.
What,
but
did
yeah,
you hear how it
yeah.
thickened it up?
Yeah.
That pedal really changed the sound there. How many times have you bought a pedal and it just does nothing?
Guys, tell me about this.
Okay, what is this, Paul?
So we had decided, let's find the best one ever. So I called Dave Rogers at Dave's Guitars in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I wanted something in between the 55 and the 63 that we had.
Does the year actually make a difference? Like, are you really going to be able to tell?
Hadn't showed
Okay.
up with the guitar, right? And so he said, well, I've got a 61 slab board. He said, I'll send it to you. And the next day it comes, and it's not a slab board. I went, I thought you said this was a slab board. He says, we did a shootout with the whole museum, and my crew thought this was the best sounding guitar in the whole museum. It's a late 62. Fair enough. And I plugged it in, and I liked the sound of the bass pickup.
I guess shootout is just a common phrase for this sort of thing. All right, that's funny. That's a hilarious way to describe this. But yeah, that's honestly the only way to actually find the best guitar, because I don't care what the year, what the model, who made it, like who the luthier was or whatever. There's a lot of unknowns in a guitar that you've never played. You can ask for a 62 Strat because you might think it might sound different from a 63 and a 61 or whatever. It's all just random chance. I used to buy guitars online. I never do that anymore, especially when you're buying guitars in this price range, which is a lot. You know, I get that question a lot. What's a good classical guitar for a beginner, like, you know, less than $500? And I could give you any Cordoba or Yamaha model, but it is just a chance that it's actually going to play and sound good. The real answer is that you should just go to a guitar center, even though they don't have a whole lot of classical guitars usually, or just some like acoustic instrument shop. Sometimes you'll find more niche music stores that carry more acoustic stuff, and just go there and play every single nylon string they have. And honestly, for that price range, the most important thing is just getting a guitar that feels good. Even if it doesn't sound that great and it feels really good, it'll sound better because you'll be able to play it easier and you'll make it sound good. But if it's hard to play the guitar, it's over. Don't even worry about that. Like, I bought this guitar purely on how it felt. Like, it also happens to sound amazing, but that's what you get for the price range of like the $7,000 guitars. It feels and sounds good. But you know, at a cheaper range, I would say focus on the feel. There's no particular maker model that I even recommend. Just any classical guitar, just try them. One will feel good, get that one. And I feel like it's so up to chance, especially those factory guitars. Like, you can play a factory guitar that just feels right. It's just good. It's like, I would pay like $1,000 for this guitar. And I've played some guitars that are like $1,000, $2,000. I've played 10 and I think a $13,000 guitar that like I play, and if I were given it for free, but I had to make it my main guitar, I just wouldn't take it. It's like, I don't want this. I would never want to play on this full time. So yeah, there's a lot of chance up to this stuff. That's why you got to make like 1,000,000 Strats and then shoot them all out and see which one's standing. That one might be a good guitar.
But the treble pickup was really, really ice picky.
All right. Watch out for the time. Don't bring your ego into this, sir.
I was at Rainbow Guitars
Okay.
in Tucson. Harvey pulled out this guitar, and I thought it was one of
Yeah. And I was like, man, that thing is dirty. It's a gross looking fingerboard. It's playing all leads, huh? Whose B and F sharp is more worn down than their G and C? That's nuts. That's the weirdest part of this
the
guitar.
Strats I'd ever touched. And I said, will you sell it to me? He said, yes, and the deal was done.
Whoa, dude, that one's really distinct from the other one. I can hear that. Yeah.
That was the neck, now to the middle.
You really milked the neck there, huh? Oh, that sounds like crap, though. Dude, screw that middle pickup. Blow past that every time. God, those open chords. It's so beautiful.
The bridge.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Nice counterpoint,
To
yeah.
me, what's interesting is that most of these, if you interview most of the rock stars, they use 62, 63, or 64 strats on these records. You can hear they're louder, and the signal-noise ratio on the 62, 63, 64 guitars, it's a louder guitar again.
What, it has like more signal? Like it's picking up more? Like, what makes it louder? Is it anything other than just the pickups and how they're oriented on the guitar? Can't you have a brand new guitar and just move the pickups a little closer? I mean, I don't know how electric guitars work. I assume it's something like that. But okay, the year matters.
It's the noise. You can hear this is a quieter guitar.
Yeah, so why?
Well, because the
Yeah, why? Why is that the case? Can you not just turn it up? Why is it quieter? How is that relevant at all to electric guitars? How is that not just a matter of the signal and you can just change that at will? What do you mean quieter?
because the magnets were different.
Okay.
And they were stronger, and the power of a pickup is how many turns it has and how loud the magnet is.
So can you just put one of those magnets in it and just like fix the problem?
That is fundamentally it. And if the magnets are louder and they had a few more turns on it, the turns were close, it's going to be louder. But the treble pickup in that guitar has got a little sweeter mid-range than the other two. Did you hear that?
It does.
I did, yeah.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, well, this is all the things that we were listening for when we were making the SEs.
Paul, tell me about this guitar.
Okay, I found this neck on reverb.
I don't know if I like this one. It does not look relict enough for me.
It turns out that A,
That looks like it just came out of a starter box.
B, C, and D were all the width of the nut, not how big they were. But when they made the nuts wider, the necks were bigger, and these were the legend, the big ones. And so we were able to find a piece of original pickguard material that had never been cut. So when we cut the pickguard out of it, it wasn't shrunken because all those pickguards shrank and bent the pickup over and all that stuff.
Great material choice. It shrinks over time. Just the finest materials for a fine product here at Fender Guitars. Here at Fender Guitars, our pickguards shrink.
Slowly over a 2-year period, pickups for sale that came out of 63 and 64 guitars and put them in here.
Okay.
Well, this has been our shootout guitar to know what a really good old Strat sounds like. What's interesting also that I think we all forgot to mention was all these guitars are tuned to E flat. A trick that Strat players use to get the guitar to sound bigger, otherwise they're a little too thin sounding.
Yeah.
They always blamed on the singer, but it was never that. It was always they wanted the guitar to sound bigger. If you listen to Machine Gun, he's got that whole band tuned to D to D, not drop D. And it's a bigger sound. It made the guitar bigger. So that's got to, I mean, people are going to know when they learn what Tim's playing that it's tuned to half step.
And I just want to ask Tim, what kind of neck do you like?
I like a thinner neck.
Yeah.
But
I like them thin. I like to take control from the neck, nice and thin. I can wrap my hand around it
I've been
easily.
liking fatter necks lately.
Okay.
But I like to dabble in a fat neck.
Seasonal.
Oh man. It's like so different from the others. It's amazing.
That treble pickup's not squealing.
Nope.
No.
Where the other twos were squealing through the pedal, right?
Yeah, it lights up in a musical way with the pedal.
Which of the four do you want to shoot the SEs out with? This guitar again? You
We
wanna
should.
do-
Yeah.
That thing that the 55's quieter than the other ones is not well known. It took me a long time to. Why was all these people playing 63, 64? Gravity was playing on a 64. The Hendrix stuff, if you read, is 63. 55 Strats, that's Eric Johnson's thing, but they're quieter.
Well, when I tried it out yesterday,
Yeah, they're quieter. I do not understand what the big deal is about it being quieter. Just turn the amp up. They're talking about these guitars like they are classical guitars. Like the whole quieter thing, that's an issue for classical guitarists because using a mic sucks. Nobody wants to do that because that kind of just destroys the sound. And you know, you can make a guitar louder, but oftentimes it's at the sacrifice of how pretty it sounds. Oh, maybe I'll show some examples of that. They're doing a shootout. Maybe I should do a shootout of my guitars. Because as you may know, if you're diligently watching, I'm moving, which means that I have all of my classical guitars here right now. Because usually I keep this guitar at my girlfriend's house. nice. Yes, I do have a girlfriend, I know. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, starting with the Cordoba C12. I mean, the strings are a little dead on it, too. But this is an example of a lattice brace guitar that's sort of medium price, so you know, it sounds as it does. Ooh. So if the identifying parts of the Cordoba you just heard was being loud at any cost, this one is more about being quiet but very sweet and pretty. The bracing is such that the soundboard needs to be thicker, which means that it can't vibrate as much. And even the bracing itself is shaped like a thinner romantic guitar. So it's a quieter sound. The strings are dead on this too, I'm sorry. This is a bad shootout. Don't show up to a shootout with dead strings. Cowboy chords, and then the same fugue. I forgot if I mentioned, but that guitar was the Timothy Stice guitar. Sounds great. Finally, this guitar is by Michael Thames. Same construction as the Timothy Stice, Brazilian rosewood and spruce. And same bracing as the Cordoba, my cheapest guitar, in that it's supposed to be loud and the soundboard is really thin. But I think, as you can tell, listening to it, it's very loud, but it's also still very sweet. Pretty nice. That's my guitar collection. And you know, I guess my point with that was to just show off all my guitars, and also to demonstrate that the balance of volume and tone is kind of important for classical guitars and acoustic instruments in general. So it's just kind of funny to hear them complain about the volume of an electric instrument, and it's like, that seems like more of a problem that I would have, and like, you're just kind of making up problems. I'm just saying, that's where I'm coming from.
Yesterday, I didn't have it plugged in. It was really quiet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was super quiet. You know, the whole thing I was talking about, like sometimes the soundboard is thicker with the different bracing, but it makes it sweeter but still a little quieter. For an electric guitar, the soundboard is the entire instrument. That's just the whole thing. I'm sure it's super quiet.
That's funny. All right, Tim, try.
I mean, obviously the pickups sound different, but like when you change from middle to neck, but man. Man, you guys make fun of me so hard for saying electric guitars sound the same, and like, as if classical guitars don't. They do sound different. I'll do a test side by side. I'll just do it with an open chord. Also, man, I don't think I've ever had all my guitars displayed at once. It's kind of nice. This is $13,000 worth of guitars. This will be my new profile pic right here. I think it's clear how distinct each classical guitar can really sound, though. I'm sure the electric guitars do, too. I'm not really giving it much of a chance, admittedly. I think we can go ahead and wrap this video up here. Yeah, it's been an hour. Jesus. Alright, yeah, but that was pretty fun. It's always nice to see Rick Beato and new character, Paul Reed Smith. What's going on, man? I've bought one of your guitars. I play an SC as my main electric, so you know, we're chill, we're cool. Alright, I say we go ahead and wrap this one up here. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And yeah, maybe I can do a more extensive guitar comparison in the future. This one was kind of just rushed in last minute. But I do finally have all my guitars in one place, so I can do that. Of course, I offer guitar lessons, not gonna teach you any of this crap. Classical lessons, I'm not taking new students right now, but feel free to send me an email, of course. There's merch and all down over Roots Delight. There's a member section, there's live streams, there's a Patreon, there's all that stuff. And yeah, alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.